are fun, but well, I'll tell you what. One more story.
One more story? You like
Tell
the
'em
Frank
the,
Sinatra?
Yeah, tell them the Sinatra story.
Sinatra. They don't even know who Frank Sinatra is.
Well,
Who knows who Frank Sinatra is? Thank you.
How do you not know who Frank Sinatra is?
Oh, you'd be surprised. I was the speaker for the graduating class of optometry for UT, and at the class I said, who knows who Frank Sinatra is, because I was going to tell my story, and about 2/3 of the people didn't raise their hands. Who knows who Frank Sinatra is, honestly? So there's people in here that don't know who Frank Sinatra is. Blue Eyes. I'm sure if you heard the songs, you'd know who he was. So Frank Sinatra.
After class, don't do it now, but after class, look him up. Google him.
Frank Sinatra, who is the biggest recording artist right now? Who's the biggest recording artist right now? Who would you say?
Ariana Grande or Taylor Swift, just by amount.
Probably, so one of those, let's say Bruno Mars, Justin Timberlake, one of any of those, right? Any of those you could say. Frank Sinatra in his time would surpass them. Because not only was he an incredible recording artist, but did movies, did everything, stand-up comedy, Las Vegas. I mean, this guy was royalty in Hollywood. I mean, people moved out of his way. This guy was, the Godfather, whatever. Anyway, so I've always been a big Frank Sinatra fan. I'm in Baltimore, Stouffer Harbor Place, and we had a wedding that was going on that weekend, $1 million wedding. And that was what they were spending with us. That did not include limousines, wedding dress, flowers, music. They were flying in the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, which is about a 35-piece orchestra out of New York, in for the wedding. Anyway, Frank Sinatra was coming in because he was doing a gala for the Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital. He was just doing a fundraiser for them. And he arrives at the hotel, and I'm all excited. I am his biggest fan. I just wanted to meet him and shake hands with him. And Frank Sinatra gets out of the car, and I shake hands with him, and he sees all the limousines. There's about 20 limousines on the front drive, and he says, what's going on? I said, oh, we've got this big wedding. It's $1 million wedding. And we get on the elevators. I said, yeah, the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra is coming in. He says, oh, the boys are here? He used to record with the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra. It was a big deal. And so we get up to his suite. He's in the presidential. And by the way, not many people know this, but Frank Sinatra drank Jack Daniels, strictly Jack Daniels, Jack Daniels actually would fly cases of Jack Daniels into locations that he was going to be at, just because that's what he drank, was Jack Daniels, Tennessee whiskey. Anyway, we get him in his suite. I'm about to leave, and he walks up and he says, Doug, after my gig tonight, do you mind if I come and say hi to the boys? I said, absolutely, just reach out to me. So I leave, he leaves. Now fast forward, it's 7 o'clock that night, and I get a phone call from banquets. Any of you actually working in hotels right now? Okay, so you'll get this. So I get a phone call from banquets, and they said the bride wants to speak to the manager. That is never a good thing in our business. And so I run up there, I get within about 10 feet of her, and she starts screaming at me. And she was mad because we had 2 rooms, one for the bridesmaids and one for the groomsmen. And both of them they were set up like living rooms, but the bridesmaids had all left their purses and gifts and all kinds of stuff in there. So they had all moved off to the party. Security came by and locked the doors because they were worried about leaving them open. The bride went to go into the room and couldn't get in because it was locked, and she was mad. So the whole time she's screaming at me, I'm thinking, for $1 million, we can have somebody standing at this door all night. And so finally she finishes, and I said, look, we'll have somebody at this door, and every time you get within 10 feet, that door will be open. And she walked away in a huff, and of course I'm thinking, oh, Monday's going to be horrible. So she leaves. Now fast forward, it's about 10:15, 10:25 that night. I'm about to leave and I get paged. Okay, no cell phones back then. I get beeped. And I look on it and the code was for the front desk. So I called the front desk and they said, Frank Sinatra is asking for Doug. And we're thinking it's you. I said, I'll be right down. So as I'm walking across the lobby, Frank Sinatra looks up and goes, Doug! And I go, Frank! Of course, the staff thought this was really cool that I was on a first name basis with Frank Sinatra. Anyway, I take Frank through the back of the house. And as we're going up, I tell him the story about the bride. And he says, Doug, she's drunk. She'll never remember Monday. And of course, I knew brides never forget. And we get up to the room, and we come in through the back. It's about 600 people. They've all been drinking since 6 o'clock in the evening. The orchestra is playing 35 pieces. And in twos and threes, they get off the stage, and they come and they hug and kiss Frank Sinatra. And this goes on for about 10 minutes. They never stop playing. They keep playing, but in twos and threes, they leave the stage, and they come and they hug and kiss him. At the end of all of that, he turns to me and he says, Doug, do you mind if I get up there and sing the song? And I'm thinking, this is incredible, right? This is huge. So he gets up on stage and he taps on the microphone and he says, where's the bride? Now you can only imagine that the people that are sitting up front are thinking the father has flown in Frank Sinatra, for the wedding, right? So he taps out and says, where's the bride? And she's in the back. She starts screaming. She comes running down. She gets all the way down to here. Give me your hand. Grabs her hand and says, my dear, my good friend Doug asked me to come sing you a song. And I'm over there, thank you, God. Needless to say, Monday was a good day. Any other stories?
No, questions?
Questions?
Easy questions?
Easy questions? They'll be happy about easy questions. Doesn't mean I may not complicate it some, but. So we're going to do by show of hands, okay? So you're the judge as to who raised their hand first, okay? So first question.
First question. Which is the, what Japanese pose did he do?
I think it was hers.
Judo.
Yes. Judo.
Look at all these.
You like eating out? With a gift certificate. Wait, you know what? I'm gonna make it really, there's one here that stays. You get to choose. Let's shuffle these up. Okay, you get to choose. What is that?
Grilled dinner for two.
In the Capuchin Grill, dinner for two. Very cool. Wow. What's the next question?
What is the very first job at the hotel?
Oh, wait, can I request something?
Yes.
Did you hear that all right?
A little bit, yeah.
Should Doug repeat the question?
Yeah.
Repeat.
What was my very
Right.
first job?
Hands down.
Problem was, she already raised her hand. She already knows the answer.
Okay.
Didn't you? I think you did.
Dishwasher.
All right,
Uh,
next
so-
time.
Okay, so
I
you
just wanna
need to
give the
speak
folks
really
feedback.
loud. So not your inside voice. I know your mom said use your inside voice. Use your outside voice. When you guys are alone, is she really loud? Yeah. Okay, you see? That's enough.